Captain Josh Howard out here, deep south shore, South Venice, Louisiana. We moving around for some tuna, yellowfin tuna, and some red snapper today. Got Kerry here from Arkansas. Got a few of his friends, family on the boat. Been out and I guess we've been catching a lot of yellowfin in closer right now. That blue water had pushed in real close, and we were seeing a lot of tuna on the shelf area, and some of the water deep. I guess the platform's at about 1,000 to 1,500 foot of water, up to 3,000 foot of water. All that was holding tuna last week, and so it was pretty easy there for about a week for us. We didn't have to run as far as we had been running, because we've been running 70, 80, 90 miles offshore. Today we got out here. I hadn't fished the last few days, and of course it changes all the time. Get out here and the water clarity is not as good as it was. So we pushed out a little bit farther. The good news is we were able to find some little hardtail finally starting to show up on the grass lines. You can probably find some on drill ships as well. Number 4 sabiki is what I normally use when I'm catching a little small crack size hardtail. And we'll set up our line. We're running mostly 60-pound fluorocarbon right now. I use Cigar Premier. It's the best you can find. There's the diameter of the Premier is a lot smaller than a lot of the other stuff that we use, so I really like it. Abrasion resistant, but on the real small baits right now that we're using, we've stepped down to a 1/0. I've never used 1/0 hooks throughout my career, but we've that owner hook right there. It's a little bit offset, and it does a good job. It's a really strong hook. Anybody knows owner hooks, they got a reputation for being strong. We haven't bent one. We've caught them up to I guess about 120 pounds with this hook. That is a small dude right there. You can see the size is really small, but it's very strong. We're also using some mustad hooks right now. Still, we like the 39950, but the weight of the hook is a little bit too heavy right now, so we've stepped down to these owner hooks, and we've stepped down to some light wire mustads, and we've been having success with that. But for the most part, when we're using a little bit bigger baits, we'll use the 39950 mustad circle hooks, and 5 to 6/0 where we typically are at. And as far as the snapper's concerned, snapper everywhere, but sometimes they're not that easy to find to get hooked up. Today they were a little bit deeper. They've been being, we do a count. I'll count down. It's not really a true second, but I'll count. It's kind of a fast count, and about 60 to 80 count for what we do. It's a little bit, probably each count's a little bit less than a second. And but I like to use. You can get away with smaller leader, but this is my typical snapper setup. I use a 10 to 12. 14/0 even sometimes circle hook. That's 300 or 400 pound mono, big swivel. I use in Venice. We have to use a lot of weight. If you're in Grand Isle, Fouchon area, you can probably get away. Cocos, you can probably get away with 8 ounces, 6 ounces even sometimes. We're 22, 24 ounces most of the time because of the river current pushes a lot. And but we're dropping that down. I like to use pogies. I mean, people use cut bait a lot. We was fishing next to guys today. Was having a little bit of trouble with cut bait, but most of the time it works. But the pogies, I always try to keep some on the boat. If I just don't have them, then I'll use something else, cut blackfin, a rainbow runner, or something, barracuda, whatever I got. But pogies, you just hook that circle hook in the eye, and count it down. And you may start do a 30 count or something like that, and you don't get anything. Run it down 40, nothing there, 50, 60, and once you find them, you can count it down every time, or you can take a little rubber band. We tie a rubber band on the string, and we send it to that rubber band mark every time. But most time we count it down. The fishing's been really good lately. Can't complain. The blue water's moving in and out. We're starting to see a few mahi right now. Not a lot to speak of yet, but there are some grass lines starting to form up. I guess they were about 15 to 20 miles offshore. Now they've pushed about, out of Venice area anyway, they've pushed about 30, 35 miles. I know there's been some blue marlin being caught on them, and a few mahi. I'm not sure about wahoo, but you typically pull troll baits, diving baits on the grass line, and normally can pick up a few little wahoo. We don't have the big ones this time of year, but they're all good to eat. I think we're going to be good for tuna moving forward. And the red snapper season is going to continue to be open. Federal boats will be open until August 2nd, I believe. So get out. You have to fish around some of the wind, but you get the days we can get out there. You get you some bait. Even some pogies right now. You can still use that. Little hardtails, it's starting to show up. You get some of those, and use just judge the size hook by the size of the bait you're using. Using a bigger bait, you can use a little bit bigger hook. If you're using a smaller bait, and just go down and drop the size of the hook. That way it allows that bait to swim freely without being weighted down. So that's pretty much the main thing. We like to use as big a hook as we can get away with, but right now we are using really small hooks. But I hadn't heard anything. We've been hooking them up, no problem. So y'all take care.